Sad news is I wasn't able to get my GoPro going again before filming the end of this video. So I'm only going to be able to do it with one angle, and for that I apologize. The heat is nuts out there. If you're outside today, make sure you stay hydrated, people. It is hot out. Don't take chances. Keep water with you at all times. If you start to feel like you're getting tingly, dizziness, lightheaded, anything like that, drink some water. Go cool off. There's no reason to overexert yourself in this heat. Stay safe. So here we are. We have beef boneless blade steak. And we got this, it's the AAA Angus. We got this on sale at the local grocery store. Fairly cheap for about 2 pounds of steak, 0.880 kilograms. It's like 1.9 pounds of steak anyways. And as you can see, it's got a lot of nice fat in there, a lot of nice marbling. Now I have gone ahead and started letting this warm up to room temp. I do want this at room temperature because when we put this on the flat top, it is going to cook with just minutes. And that's all we want. We want it to just cook really hot, really fast, and we'll have that ready to go on our steak sandwiches. So we're just gonna take this steak, pull it out, and we're just gonna make thin little cuts here. Now I do have a really sharp knife, so I can make my cuts nice and thin. I don't need to freeze my steak to make thin cuts. It's highly recommended if your steak's fully thawed, let it freeze for about 30 minutes just to firm it up, and it makes it a little bit easier. Like the fats do tend to shift a little bit, and as we're cutting this up, like I'm gonna hold it together nice and easily and just let the blade do the work. Now we do have some of the hard fat here which we are going to cut off. We don't want that. The hard fat, when we cook it down on the flat top, is just gonna become that much tougher to chew, and we don't want that. We want just the good easy fats, so when they render down nicely. So we're just gonna cut more of this fat off that we don't want. Like as you can see, there's some hard pieces of fat in here. So if we actually follow through and just break this down a little bit, that did not want to come apart. And just cut out this fat here, because this fat's really hard and it does not want to break down. This stuff here, it doesn't cook for beans. It's really tough and chewy when you cook it, but the meat around it's really good. And we're going to put that on the flat top and cook it out, and these sandwiches are going to be phenomenal. So now that we've got all our steak chopped up, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take our salt and pepper mixture, and we're just gonna give this a liberal seasoning right here in the bowl before we even take it to the flat top, and let some of that salt absorb into the juice, and we'll let it get nice and salty and peppery. When we throw it on the flat top, those flavors will cook in really nice. Now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna chop up our onions, peppers, and mushrooms. And we're gonna get these ready to go on the flat top as well, to go on top of our steak sandwiches that we're making today. Now this is just a sweet onion. There's nothing special or fancy about these. They're a little more expensive, but the flavor you get from them is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love these. They make great onion rings. They saute down really awesome. You can throw them in almost anything. They go excellent on burgers. It's an alternative from like your basic green or your Spanish onions or your red onion, whichever you want to call it. We're just going to chop all this up.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I wanted to take this time to let you know I'm going to start trying to upload one video a week on a Friday. I'm going to shoot for about 11 a.m. every single Friday, brand new video, and I'll do a mix between home cooking, making some crazy meals, making anything you want to request me to make, and reviewing any place here in the Haldimand Norfolk County area that you think I should check out and show everybody else in the area how great that place really is. Also, with everything going on with COVID-19, I want to make sure we support as much local as we can. and get the notifications out there to people. Show them what they're missing out on. Show them the local families that run local business that we can help support during these difficult times.
So here we are. We've got our Blackstone nice and heated up. We're going to start with our vegetables. We're going to throw down some oil here. And we're just going to pop our vegetables on and get them fired up. They will take longer than the steak to cook, and we want those to render down nicely. And then what you can't see is right behind one of my cameras here is I actually have a deep fryer going, and I apologize I don't have a third camera for you to view at this very moment. But what I have done is I went and picked up some Texas cut onion rings, nice big thick ones like this, and we're actually going to deep fry these, and we're going to add them on top of our steak sandwiches today. Now, I just had a camera completely fail on me. I had it probably a good 3 feet, 4 feet away from the Blackstone, well up above. And because it's so hot out today, cooking on the Blackstone, the radiant heat, the temperature outside, it shut down my GoPro. Wow, it is hot out here. So I'm gonna have to do most of these shots now with a handheld, just because I did shut down my GoPro due to it overheating. I took it inside. I've got it cooling off. Hopefully it'll be back to film the rest of the episode for you guys. And hopefully I can start bringing you more shots and more angles and let you really get a feel of the full experience of the food I make here. Now these vegetables are getting pretty close to the done point that I'm looking for. I just wanted them to sweat out, brown up a little. It'll probably be about another 10 minutes, and then we'll get the steak down, we'll get the buns toasting, and everything will get put together. We'll put our onion rings on top, and these steak sandwiches are going to be amazing. Alright, so we're about ready. I'm going to have to set this down, because I'm going to need 2 hands. We're going to get the steak going on the grill, we're going to get the buns going on the grill, we're going to toss some garlic butter down on the steak to let that melt into it, and it'll give it just that much more flavoring on top of the salt and pepper we've already let it marinate in. Alright, so we're going to hit the grill with a little more oil here. We're going to get our steak down, because this steak's going to cook in just minutes. Because we cut it down into small pieces, it does not take very long to cook. Then we've got our garlic butter here. I'm going to spread this out a bit on the grill. Take a nice big scoop of our garlic butter, toss that down there. Maybe take a little bit more, toss it in. We'll push this over to the side a little, just so we've got room. And now we're going to drop our buns down and start toasting these up. Now I have already buttered these buns. I previously cut them and buttered them, because who really wants to watch somebody just cut and butter buns for, 2-3 minutes? We want to see the goods. We want to see the meat, the veggies, the giant stack when we're done, the onion rings on top. Need a little more room here for the last bun. And there we go. So our meat's rendering down quite nicely. That garlic butter is cooking into our meat. All that flavor is coming together beautifully. As soon as this is done, we'll take it inside. We'll finish building our steak sandwiches, and then we'll eat. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start building this steak sandwich. So we're going to start with a nice liberal amount of steak. You don't need to be shy. Make sure that you have plenty of steak on your steak sandwich. Then we're going to hit it with a nice healthy dose of vegetables that we sauteed on the Blackstone. We've got peppers and onions, and I'm making a hot mess here, but that's kind of what I do best. That's like my go-to thing. When in doubt, just slap it together. And now that we've got that, we're going to hit this with our barbecue sauce. Now we have here is my Canadian Grade A original barbecue sauce. And we are going to give this a very nice liberal amount of sauce. You can use any kind of barbecue sauce you want. It's my sauce. I make it. Of course I'm going to use it. And then we're going to top this bad boy with a couple crispy onion rings. We'll throw 2, 3 on top. Get some good sized ones there. We're going to put our top bun on top. Press that down just a little so it stays. And there we have it. And now we're going to take this bad boy and we're going to cut it in half. And half of it spilled out. Look at that. Look at how juicy that is. Look at how amazing that is.
This steak sandwich was absolutely delicious. From the salt, the pepper, the barbecue sauce on the steak itself, how tender the steak was, I absolutely loved it.
They're juicy, they're flavorful, they're delicious. Everybody will love doing something like this. You don't have to use steak. You can use chicken, you can use pork, fish, whatever you want. But this is amazing. Stay hungry.